It's billed as legislation that will protect all Canadians, but a vocal group of critics believes it will do the opposite, trading freedom for security. Today, thousands of people rallied in cities across the country to protest Bill C-51 in a national day of action. Mike Drolet reports on the growing opposition to the Harper government's anti-terror legislation.
They call themselves protesters, unified against proposed anti-terror legislation in Toronto, Halifax, Vancouver, and over 50 other cities and towns today. And if Bill C-51 goes through, they worry they'll be labeled differently, that the line between dissent and terror will be forever blurred.
No, it erases the line. It's beyond blurring a line. If you just disagree with Mr. Harper, then you're a terrorist.
Not so, says the government. Still, they've refused to clarify the definition of terrorist. Minority groups, including Muslims and First Nations, fear being singled out.
Basically, they're saying they can do anything. They can, tap your phones, they can follow you, they can do anything, and there's no oversight. There's nobody to say you can only go this far.
The bill at 60 pages is a heavy read filled with radical changes to Canadian law, which includes criminalizing the promotion of terrorism, granting the RCMP the power of preventative arrests, and lowering the threshold for restricting the movement of suspected terrorists. In a statement to Global News, a spokesperson for the public safety minister said, "We reject the argument that every time we talk about security, our freedoms are threatened. Canadians understand that their freedom and security go hand in hand." Now, it should be noted the debate over Bill C-51 rages on here in Toronto in the shadow of two very high-profile court cases. In that building, a jury is deliberating the fate of two men accused of plotting to blow up a Via Rail bridge. And across the street is the U.S. Embassy. A Pakistani man was arrested just last week of plotting to blow it up.
Nothing is ever 100%, and perhaps there is something more we could do. But to have this kind of vague, sweeping power that's vastly invasive and could end up criminalizing legitimate dissent is very dangerous in a democratic society.
Hearings are expected to continue next week when the House reopens, but there's no certainty the government will listen. Mike Drolet, Global News, Toronto.